Alright, we got a shipment today. It is the headers from Speed Engineering. These should be the long tubes. We're going to find out here in a second. So let's go ahead and get this open and see what it is. I did opt for the MLS gaskets and bolts with this as well. So we should be getting those. Not those, which are these. So I have my multi-layer steel gaskets along with new bolts for these. And there we have a set of headers for this truck. All the welds look really good on here. So let's lay that one out over here. And one for the passenger side. Alright, so again, all the welds are looking really good on here. We may be using this for our Holly system, but we may also be putting one farther down. But as a whole, all of these look good so far. So let's find out if they fit in the truck. So here's the passenger side, or the driver's side. So here's the driver's side, and it should slip right down in here. We're just going to put some bolts in to kind of lock it up real quick. There's one. Two's in. Looks pretty clear. Looks like we're going to have clearance on everything down there. Still going to have to fight with the shifter linkage just a little bit, but that one looks like it's going to go in fairly decently. So let's move over to the passenger side. Alright, so here's the passenger side header. Let's get it down in here. Everything moved. Just for mock-up right now, I'm just making sure everything's going to clear the way we want it to. Get a wrench for that. Alright, so Alright. Kind of snugged up so that way they just don't move. But this is where these headers are going to be at. Everything looks like I got clearance for all my wires, all of my chassis. I have no worries about the frame rails whatsoever. And then we'll look from underneath and see how the exhaust is going to line up and everything. But it looks like these are going to work out really well for us. Alright, as we can see, this lined up pretty well. I got more than enough clearance right now on the frame rails. This side over here, got more than enough clearance right now. We still got to mess with the shifter linkage. And then from the side of the truck, you can just see the pipes are just below the frame rails right here, which will be fine. We can be able to step it up and hide it back inside the frame rails to go through the cutout cross member that we have. So we'll be good to go. Alright, so we have our low car linkage right here. Let's go ahead and get it opened up. Parts taken out that we're going to do. We're going to assemble the top of the rod first, just so that we have it ready to go. We can put it in there and then see what we need to bend or what we don't need to do to get this to function how we want to. So again, we're just kind of piecing it together real quick just to see how well this is going to go together. I'll have to get an Allen for that. My fault, wasn't paying attention. Should have known. I'll have to get an Allen for that. Car piece, 2 nuts that we need. This kit looks like it's going to go together pretty easily, pretty simple. We just need to make sure that we have everything lined up where we need it at with the headers. So should be a pretty simple process right here. All right. So today didn't go as how I wanted it to. I was trying to get the linkage in earlier. So we're going to have linkage go from here all the way down to the transmission. It's going to go right past the headers. Everything looked like it was going to line up pretty well. And I don't know if it's going to line up yet because I had to disassemble the whole steering column. I had to pull the column out of the truck, disassemble it. I don't have too much footage of it because there may be some words that were said about that are not allowed on YouTube. So it is functioning properly now, but we will get this all back together and buttoned up so that way I can start putting the low car linkage on there like my plan was to do today. So we have the gas pedal here that we're going to be using. It's off of a more modern car, generally out of like a Cadillac. But what I'm going to do here is I have the original gas pedal brackets and the bracket that this came with. So what I've done is I've made a template that infuses both of these together. So basically this bracket will mount up here, and then this bracket mounts up roughly right like this. So in theory, this is going to mount like that, but we're going to do it out of one piece of steel instead of having to cut these and weld these or anything like that. I have another piece of steel right here that we're just going to lay this on, end up cutting this out, and then bending this at the race shop so that way we can have our bend out where we want it at. So. at the race car shop, race car, and we're going to cut out this piece with a plasma cutter and then bend it up so that way this will be our gas pedal mount for the truck. So, as we can see, we have it cut out. Plasma cutter real quick. Ground it down a little bit, but made a nice little panel right now. And then we're going to bend this half up. And then our gas pedal will mount to the side of this. And then this will mount to the firewall itself.
You need to be like Kenny Walsh and hire you a video recorder.
Stone. Alright, so we have this bent up now. As you can see, this will mount to the firewall, and then our gas pedal will mount up on this part. We'll be needing to grind it and clean it up and shape it some more, but as you can tell, all the holes should be where they're lined up at and need to be at, so this pedal can be mounted in the truck. So here we are back at the shop, and we got the pedal mount lined up in there. Looks pretty good so far. We'll be able to take this gas pedal and bracketry. We're going to end up welding it onto the bottom of the pedal, so it'll be close to the factory position. But we'll be able to have the new fly-by-wire pedal, drive-by-wire pedal, up in there instead of the old cable.